Today on The Riff, we continue the countdown theme from last week as Jeremy and Justin count down Jeremy's top 5 list of things that he is most excited for in 2025. We hope today is helpful and hopeful. Thanks for listening, and Happy New Year.
Welcome to another episode of The Riff. I'm Jeremy. Justin is joining me. Justin, how are you?
I'm good.
How was New Year's?
It was magical.
If you don't know what his New Year's traditions are, you just stop right now. You go back, listen to the last episode, and when he says magical, I think it means it was magical.
It was.
That's good.
It was.
Very good.
Was. How was Leanne's birthday?
You know what? Now, here's the truth. I'm dropping this before her birthday. So, best birthday ever. Best birthday ever. I'm saying that in faith. Well, actually, I probably shouldn't say that. I was going to, because now that puts a pressure on me.
It does.
Yeah.
It was average.
It was average. It was better than the worst birthday.
Oh,
that's for
great.
sure. So,
good.
Yeah, but it's this is our very first episode of the new year. And some people are worried, like, are you guys working on holidays? No. Well, you know us better than that. We're not gonna cheat.
We recorded this in July.
Yeah.
We do all of the Riff episodes in one day.
I was like, Justin, if you don't put a flannel on, they're gonna know it's summer. So do you miss our old studio?
Nope. Sure don't. No. Because
at this time,
it was around, there was one time where a pipe busted and there was water rushing in.
Was it your pipe that busted?
No. But it was raining down water into the printer. And it was so cold that night after the flood that the carpet froze. Because it was like...
Are you serious?
It was 26 degrees.
I blocked that entire part.
But you weren't here.
Okay, I was going to say, I don't even remember.
You weren't here. It was a week. Every time you leave, everything falls apart. So
honestly, that's helpful to know.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's good.
We had a flood and then a freeze, and it was a
bad combo.
Rough Wednesday, Thursday.
Well,
rough one.
I'm thankful that we have HVAC.
Yeah.
HVAC going on in these winter months.
Yep.
Today, highly anticipated. Well, at least anticipated. Anticipated.
Yeah.
Anticipated. Maybe even just expected. Top 5 things that I'm looking forward to for this year.
I can't wait.
This is the sequel to the top 5 things that hit last year.
Do you have a list of like 8 things and then you're going to get rid of those 3 and then get to 5? And then like I'm going to have to play a game with you for the next 2 or 3 weeks to where I'm trying to get what those 3 were?
No.
Okay.
I only have 3. And I'm going to have to just improvise and come up with a couple other things I'm excited about.
Okay.
And I will never let you know which ones. I have no idea. I'm just saying something to say it and fill out my list.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I got 5. I got 5. All right. I've got 5 things that I wrote down. Now, to be honest, I just wrote those down. You said, hey, this is what we're going to do. And I was like, okay, I need to write down the 5. And then
it's the riff.
Yeah, it took 30 seconds.
That's fine.
So here we go. So all that to say is maybe there's something else on there, but today, if you ask me today, put a microphone
Which we are.
Face
That's
today.
what we're doing today.
That's what we're doing.
All right. So we're going to start at number 5, working all the way back to 1.
Yeah.
Is that how you want to do it?
And let me explain how I'm approaching this task.
Okay. Please do.
These are the things that I think will help our mission the most.
Okay.
So not necessarily like, they might not show up at the end of next year, right? As, hey, these are the 5 greatest memories. But these things, if we do these things really well, I think we have success in our mission.
Okay.
All
right.
Number 1.
No, number 5. I just asked you that question.
Yes.
Yeah. Number 5.
Number 5.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next classes.
Really?
/ engagement. So next is something we've done online. Next is something we used to have classes at, right? So next would be, for those who aren't familiar, it's our version of like North Point 101, whatever, is how do I know a little bit more about North Point, what North Point's all about, the mission of North Point, and what are my next steps? How do I engage in this mission? This is such an important class. Now, when COVID happened, we found that we couldn't do a lot of gatherings. And so what used to be a really important deal for us of having people go through these classes, it was waning already before COVID, but then in COVID, we're like, okay, let's create it online. And so now we have it. You can watch it at your space, at your pace, and they're in bite-sized chunks. You can go through this class. And so I feel, as we look back on it in the last couple of years, I feel like we accomplished it by putting it online, and then it's not urgent for us as a team. But we don't have as many people going through it that matches how many people are new to North Point, how many people I think could utilize the information. And because it's not urgent, we don't have classes or anything, we're rarely driving people there. There's a few different things that we do in our system that throw that in front of people's eyes, but it's not been this urgent deal. But the results of it are so important. It helps people understand, oh, that's the mission. I can save 3 months of wondering what the church is about by diving into this class. And so this last fall, we had an analog old school class in Republic for Next. And getting ready for that, there's the sense of excitement of like, oh, I get to lock eyes with real people who are newer to North Point and brag about the vision and mission of this place that I've grown to love, right? North Point. And to invite them to join us on this mission. And then, and so there's something exciting about that. And so I thought, okay, what we have to do is we have to be able to introduce people, not just to the experience of North Point's program, but to the mission and what are their handles on the mission. Because we're not trying to be a really good version of a place where you can absorb a message. We're not trying to entertain. We're not trying to be even the coolest place to bring a friend to. What we're trying to do is accomplish a mission at North Point that we believe in this southwest part of Missouri, there is a mission. And what is the mission? What do we need to do to accomplish it? And how do we get people engaged? And when they do that, then they say, either, I'm not into that mission, let me go somewhere else. That's fine. Or how can I be part of this mission? And so we see people begin to have an engagement investment with unchurched friends, even with more purpose. They begin to serve in areas that might not be a natural desire because it's a missional alignment. They begin to process everything they experience less like a consumer and more like a core member of the mission. So this year, one of the things that I am going to make a big deal for staff, big deal at church, is how do we drive as many people as possible to engage again in Next, whether we rebrand, I mean, who knows? Who knows how that's going to look in 2025? But I'm going to guess by the end of 2025, we'll look back and say the engagement and whatever we call our next step is going to be higher than ever, at least in the last 8 years. And it's going to result in more people having very practical, tangible handles where they can be part of this mission.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the in-person meetings.
Yeah.
For those. Yeah. Because you are in a group of people that are laughing when you're laughing, having the same questions that you're having. And it's just different when you're sitting by yourself and you're watching it. And it's just, I really did. Whoa, on the branding, what if we added like a banner on it that said new and revised? But we kind of just like add maybe like a small little thing, kind of like Dave Ramsey does to every one of his books every 4 years.
What if we put under new management?
I like it a lot.
I wanted to always put that on a church reader board. Same owner, new management. Okay, so
I love that one.
We'll see.
All right, I'm going to say I like number 5.
Okay,
yeah.
Let me go with number 4.
Okay,
Republic Campus. This year, now it's early, and you know how you of all people know how construction projects work because this is your baby. Okay, you oversee church construction, which is a unique dance because it's with coding, it's with designers, it's with contractors, it's with vendors, it's with all of that. But our anticipation is as hopeful as Easter. But we know 2025, we will have a permanent location for our Republic campus.
Sometime between January and December.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Yes. And why is that a big deal? Why is that a big deal? Why do you think it's going to happen? And then I'll talk about my
There
angle.
is we talk about this a lot, right?
Yep.
Like buildings do make a difference.
They do.
And it's not because we want to build this kingdom of North Points and all of these little like
Right.
you recognize that we're saying this is our home.
Yep.
Like there's a sense of permanency that comes with a building. There's also a space to do ministry 24/7 out of.
Yeah.
So one of the things with North Point is we don't want buildings for the weekend. Like we really do build them in a utilitarian way, not because we don't like beauty or because we don't like this. It's because we know that we want to use this building more than just a Sunday morning for 2.5 hours. We want to make sure that we're doing drive-through dinners. We want to make sure that we're giving back to the community. We want to make sure that we have schools inside of this space. We want to make sure that PTAs are welcome in here. We want to make sure the Chamber of Commerce knows, man, that's the place to go to. So that's why a building matters in that type of a space.
Sports card shows.
Sports card show. Mm-hmm. Really anything, man. Anything that the community needs. Yes.
Yeah.
So I couldn't be more excited about that one. We've seen what kind of an impact Nixa has experienced just by having, and they had a building.
They had a building.
They had a building, but there is also something different when you say, hey, we are planting a different type of flag here. And that's what Nixa was. Nixa was in a strip mall. Mm-hmm. We leased it we were there for over a decade, correct?
Yeah.
I think that's right. So it's not like we didn't have a building. We had permanency, but there's even a stronger flag now in Nixa that says, no, this is a community that we are going to change this community from the inside out. We want to be a part of this community. We love this community. Same thing with Republic.
Yeah.
So it's just a natural next step to say, we're committed. We're committed to this place. And we've got a great community there, great leadership there, great team there. It's going to be a great building. It's going to be a great opening sometime between January and December. It's going to be awesome.
I love what it represents. I love what's already happening in Republic. It's not like, okay, now we'll be able to do some real ministry. But it's now people in the community who aren't already in on the mission will see it, hear about it, talk about it. That's what we saw.
Yeah.
Anytime you do a building, anytime you do a renovation, the community sees it and begins to talk. And so hopefully, I just anticipate this is going to be a phenomenal year for the Republic campus. I can't wait to see that. I know the team's ready for it. And so that's great. So it cracked my list.
I love it.
Okay. Number 3 thing that I'm anticipating. Okay.
I can't wait. Number 3.
I think it's going to surprise you.
I can't wait.
Child dedications.
That does surprise me.
Yeah.
Well, yes and no, because the last child dedications that we did, was my favorite child dedications. I talked to Jamie about having another kid just to go through child dedications.
And I think you should.
Well, she said no. She won't even kiss me on New Year's. So it's fine.
Wow.
It's fine.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So I wasn't even there at the last one.
Hey, that joke doesn't land if you didn't listen to the last episode. Just thought about that.
No, that's all right.
No, we still love each other.
The mystery.
No, we're like affectionate towards one another.
Now I'm wondering what was the last episode.
There was
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
that
just
cleared
saying,
it out.
if Jamie's listening, she's gonna be like, "Whoa,
It was a joke," is what it was.
It was a joke, but it was also referencing last episode.
Yeah.
So you got to listen to that one. It makes sense.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
funny if you listen to that one. It's funny.
It's
keep going. Number 3, child dedications.
Here's what I love about the idea. Being able to show, and we do this, I think twice a year, right?
Yeah.
We do this Mother's Day, I think is our next time.
Well, maybe because we're having conversations.
We don't change methods around here.
But we're having conversations right now on, is Mother's Day the best day to do it, or is a day apart from Mother's Day the best day to do it?
Arbor Day.
And Arbor Day is the second one, most natural.
Yes, because you're birthing,
of course.
Yeah,
Mother Nature.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Around Mother's Day. Around Mother's Day will be the next one. Might be on Mother's Day, might not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we twice a year is what
Twice a
and we'll always change how and branding and when and all that kind of stuff. But here's what I love about it. It's families who are saying, this is our space to learn about Jesus. And it's not just a kid doing their thing. It's not just a parent doing their thing. It is and the family units could vary. What does that look like, right? And so I just love the diversity of what even that means. And just to be able to, for a church to say, listen, what opportunity can we have to come alongside of this family? Been doing this long enough here to have done a lot of weddings, a lot of funerals, see kids growing up. I'm doing a wedding coming up for family friends of they're North Pointers. And when I came here, she was young, like junior high. Now she's getting married, right? Like, and so I've been doing this long enough to see all that. And so some of them, one of this next child dedications, someone who is a student in our youth ministry who is running around in kind of a pistol is going to be dedicating his kid, And so I just love it because it means, hey, we're in it for the long game. We're not here to be flashy. We're not here to just be for a parent or just for a kid. However we can come alongside a family, we want to. And whatever family means to you, is there a role for us to be able to supplement? And so I love what it means as a church to have that. So I put it on my phone. I'm not responding to texts. Okay, I'm not getting sidetracked here.
You sure?
Fantasy football. It's playoff season. So.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So that's 5. Okay. That's the part of my top 5. That
was 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You
3.
have 2 and 1 to go.
I got 2 more.
Oh, we're doing great on time. You take your time on these.
Okay.
Number 2.
The PM.
What's that?
The PM.
The PM. Are you talking about Saturday?
I think so. I'm trying it out. I think we need an identity. I don't
know if the PM works. The PM.
The PM. What's the PM? Can you imagine like people walk around, hey, you going to the PM? Have you checked out the PM? And they're like, what's the PM? We're like, it's the PM, but we pronounce it PM.
I don't think that's going to stick.
I think we need a branding, and I'm going to keep.
No.
Here's what I feel like. Here's what I imagine. I imagine in 2025, and I don't know if it'll be one of the top 5 epiphanies of the year as we look back on it. I imagine what I'm excited about is let's do everything possible so that the community of the Springfield area, when they're like, hey, have you ever heard North Point? And people are like, I've never been there, but aren't they the ones that have a Saturday night service? No, we're not the only ones in church that have Saturday night service, but we're one of the very few.
Very few.
Saturdays have been growing. One of our fastest growing services is Saturday nights. Now, there's still a lot of room for growth. It's not at all like a Sunday morning service right now, but it's growing. It's it's interesting because Nixa has been a spot where we find a lot of families are coming on Saturday nights.
A lot.
Right? Springfield, a different dynamic, but it might be a lot of people who work on Sundays come on Saturday night. So there's a lot of reasons why, but I've talked to several people over the last month who started coming to North Point because they wanted a place to explore the claims of Scripture, or maybe they were a follower of Jesus. They just didn't have a place. And they said, and we heard you had a Saturday night. And so we had to check it out. And so while that might not be the biggest thing on the radar, I just feel like this next year, I think it is a hook for so many people, whether they're busy on Sundays, whether they got a lot of kids and it's easier to, instead of getting up and going and getting them all ready, it's easier to do that towards the end of the afternoon or evening. I just feel like that's something I'm very excited. Got a lot of energy to say, I want to see what could happen in 2025 with Saturday PM services.
I love that.
And I think that's going to be I hope our staff are listening, because I feel like that's going to impact, not in a negative way, but it's like I want all of our staff to think, okay, what does that look like? How can we make that happen? Like, I want that to be one of those projects that internally we say, we have a hunch there's a hook. What do we do? How do we explore this thing? And, end of the day, the only reason we do Saturdays is because it is a hook. And so I love it. I'm excited about it.
Really like that one. Number 2?
That's number 2.
Saturday.
Yeah. It's number 2 today.
Yeah. And my
number 1. I'm ready to talk about this. This will be the first time I've talked about this.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've had this rash.
Oh, nope. Not where I thought we were going.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm most excited about a series we're launching really soon here at North Point. Now, to be fair, we're doing a series that we're launching right now, and it's called Same Old, Same Old, which I was just offended because I just got back from filming a promo about the series.
Yep.
And Kaylin.
Yep.
You know Kaylin?
I do know Kaylin.
Yeah, she's a staffer. Mm-hmm. She says, get
What'd
this,
she
this
say?
is so
What'd she
Kaylin.
say?
She
What'd
said,
she
hey,
say?
Jeremy, can you film this promo for your January series?
So Kaylin.
And I said, Kaylin, I don't remember the series name or what we're doing in January. And she says, I thought it was the same old, same old.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't say anything because I'm a people pleaser.
Uh-huh.
Blood boiling, heart crying. Because I'm like, you're just telling me you just always do the same old every January. I literally thought that's what she was saying. It's like, just whatever, same old. And I was like, okay. Because then I was like, well, I don't, maybe I'll do something different. And I forgot we had a meeting. That's the name of the series.
Yeah, we had the discussion.
So then when Bailey came in, I said, hey, Bailey, do you remember us talking about the series? And Bailey says, yeah, isn't it called Same Old, Same Old? Then I forgave Kaylin in my heart.
Oh.
Because I realized she wasn't just like, same old. She was talking about the name of the series. Kaylin is, yeah.
That's what listen, Kaylin, we owe her an apology, actually. We've never apologized publicly on the Riff.
Okay.
But we did an episode about professional wrestling. And it was called K-Fob.
I'm not ready to publicly apologize.
You're not?
I'm not confident she's right.
I think.
Did you look it up?
I did. And I watched that documentary you talked about.
Didn't they say K-Fob? What did they say?
They said exactly what Kaylin said.
Kayfabe?
Kayfabe. Kayfabe.
I'm ready to publicly apologize.
And didn't know that Kaylin is an avid wrestling fan.
Oh, yeah.
But she was passionate about our mispronunciation of kayfabe.
Yeah.
Which I called kayfob.
Because I introduced the term kayfob.
You introduced the term kayfob.
Yeah. To be fair, every day I'm a Q-tipper, and I know it says on the package not to be put in an ear.
It says that on every package.
It's for keyboard cleaning, I've been sticking them in my ears all my life. That day I did not, and I listened to the series. And so I could see how I misheard it.
Yeah.
K-fob.
Yeah. So and you don't need to if you're not ready. This is not what I wanted. I didn't want.
No, I'm ready.
I didn't want.
I'm ready now.
But Kaylin, I'm sorry.
We publicly apologize.
It's kayfabe. It's kayfabe.
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 Yeah.
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 What were we talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, top 5. The series. Same old.
Oh,
and then you talked about you're going to do something new, something fun.
So I forgave Kaylin, and then So
now
that's the name of the series. So we're starting that.
That's 2 times we forgave her today.
No, one we're asking her to forgive us. So we're even.
Oh,
basically, we didn't even need to say anything. We're square.
Even Steven, which is the series title for the next one. Even Steven.
I haven't finished the book.
Oh, okay.
Have you watched that on Disney Channel?
What are you
Even
talking
Stevens?
about? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, right.
Swear to you.
Don't swear at me.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so here we go. Series. We have given everybody a chance to just tune out, and now no one's going to know the series.
No, we gave them a cliffhanger. They're still here.
Yeah. So what I love about podcasts, it doesn't show live views. I love that.
Scrub. 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds. There they go. They're starting now.
So we're starting the series, starting the year with a series, same old. We'll talk about how do we have something new and lasting in our lives. So I'm excited about that. But I'm really excited. My number one thing on my list for 2025 is I'm starting a series. Still debating on the name of the series, but I can tell the concept of the series.
Name does not matter. It does not matter. The concept, yes.
The concept is I'm going to go book by book in the Holy Bible. And I'm going to go cover to cover, looking at where do we find Jesus in every book of the Bible. It will be at least, if you're doing the math, a 66-week series.
That's right.
There will be some books I might choose to do a couple of different things, but what I'm going to do when I get to a book of the Bible, I'm going to pick a part of that book that I feel we can all relate to. And I'm also going to show where do we find Jesus in this book. I've never done a series like that. It's going to be the longest series. I'm breaking all the church rules that I've tried to set into play there of series. So it's not going to be like every 6 weeks. What are we doing? Whoa! No, we'll get back to that. So I'm sure. But how long will this take? Probably at least 2 years, because on weeks that I'm not speaking, I think I'm going to like put a pin in it, and then we will have a lot of one-offs during the year when we have guest speakers and different voices from North Point as we do. But what I want to do, I'm kind of being selfish on it, but kind of a pastoral. It's kind of a thing for me right now. I don't want to give up any of those books. I want to go book by book through the Bible. Now, it's not going to be a verse by verse. It's going to take us 16 weeks to get through Genesis, anything like that. So some of you are like, okay, well, how will this impact my friends? Does that turn us into like a Bible chapel and you got to know all your Bible? No. Because every single week, I'm going to talk about Jesus. Every single week, I'm going to talk about, here's a verse, here's a story, here's a chunk that helps us understand, one, something timely and practical and topical for our lives, but secondly, how are we impacted by Jesus through this text? Mm-hmm. And so I think it will be a missional week every single week. Someone could not have any idea of any of the other series, and it's not going to be a bunch of insider jokes or insider knowledge that you have to know. You don't need to have any prerequisite to the other series, but you're going to get a message from a book of the Bible that's going to be timely, topical, and it's going to talk about Jesus. And so I think it'll be missional every single week. Second thing, for those who might be Bible geeks, okay, it's going to be a great opportunity. What do we learn about Philemon? What do we learn about Leviticus? What do we learn about Deuteronomy? What do we learn about Genesis? Now, I can't wait for it. I'm really excited about it. I don't know when that's starting, because what I want to do is I wanted to wait until at least February to start it when people are, back in the regular rhythm. And I've been studying, I've been getting resources since about mid-fall when I started talking to you about this. Mm-hmm. But here's the deal. I went out, I'm so excited about this. I went out and bought a brand new Bible. And I'm going to, as I go through this, I'm going to read, and I've done this before, so I'm like, wow, I've never read that part of the Bible, but I'm going to read with fresh eyes through the Bible as I preach this, and I want to take notes through the Bible with my new analog Bible that I'm flipping through. I'm just excited about that. Now, Bible engagement is one of our 5 things that we talk about a lot, and that's a big deal. For me, I'm really excited because I want 2025 to be this. I'm hoping that 2025 is one of the most rich, fresh, exciting moments marked by Bible engagement in my life. Mm-hmm. I want that as Jeremy Johnson. I want that as a follower of Jesus, that this is going to be one of those years. And I've had great seasons in my life where it was marked by Bible engagement, and in the sense of like being able every day to absorb and integrate Scripture. But I want to do that individually. I want to do that as a community. I'm really excited. Starting very soon. And we got some names that we're messing with. First, I was going to go Route 66.
Hilarious.
Because 66 books of the Bible. But the reason why we're not is because of our mission. For real. Matter of fact, number one thing a lot of lifelong Christians trust is the Bible. One of the things that most people who are not followers of Jesus are skeptical of is the Bible. And so I don't want our marketing to be like, join us on our journey through 66 books that you do not trust, okay? But the number one interest of people who are spiritually open yet unconvinced is exploring the claims of Jesus. Yeah. And so somehow we will lead that into it's going to be about Jesus. But it's going to be kind of fun. Well, we'll come up with, so what does our creative team do during the next will it take 2 years?
Probably.
I mean, I speak about 35 weekends a year, right? Yeah. And knowing that I'm going to speak a couple of different ones, and Christmas might look different. We might we're taking a 3-week break for that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to feel like we can't respond to if something unique's going on. But I'm going to take probably the next couple of years, and that's going to be the bulk of my communication on the weekends. Is let's find Jesus who's buried in the scriptures. So I'm thrilled about it.
Love this idea.
I do. Well, that's the beginning of the idea. So this is the time to love it. So,
but okay, so you are, when you teach on like Hebrew scripture, Old Testament elements, one of my favorite teachings you do, because you have a way to bring so much color to those stories, but also how does like this Jesus that I have come to know and love and trust, how do I find that grace and love in that story?
Right.
Like that, I don't know if that's connecting, and you do such a good job of connecting those dots. So for that to be something, I mean, there's quite a few Old Testament books. So for that to be something that we're going to be able to see week after week after week, I think it's going to be monumental, honestly.
Yeah.
And I might just be selfish. Like, I think it'll be monumental for me. I think that I am excited because I'm like, I want to learn and I want to understand like this God of grace and love and peace and mercy and justice is actually the same one that we find in all of these scriptures that a lot of people that you would say, I don't really trust the Bible. It's because they maybe have grown up with the Bible and they know these stories to be separate from what we know as the revelation of God, right? Which is Jesus. So I couldn't be more excited about it. I love it. And I also love it that it's completely different and not different because of difference.
Right.
Like
trying to be different.
Yeah. Like there is a very, very good reason that we are going to do this.
Yeah.
So yes. Now, added bonus, it's completely different from anything that we have done. Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, what do we do about this? I feel like I don't want to miss a week. That's why I'm saying I want to do all of these, and not because obviously we got people on the team who can do it incredibly, do it a lot of justice and see things that are different than me. And that will be super helpful. So it's not because, I'm the guy to do it. It's because I'm so excited. I've never in my life gone through every book like that to speak it in this way. And so I'm thrilled to do that. So what I would encourage people to do is maybe you've got this rhythm and your Bible engagement integration is really high. If not, or if it's been a while, dig that Bible out. I would encourage you. I've just found I really read it a lot more curiously when it's in my hand, and it's just the way I am. Not everyone's the same way, but I think I'm lying to myself if I felt like the last several years when I've had it, it's always here and all of it's there, that I've really been engaged with it as much. So
and that's something we talk about as well. Why do we do resources? Because there's millions and millions and millions of resources out there.
Yes.
It's like going to TCBY, where I'm like, I don't know what I want. Why do you have so many flavors?
But it's the best.
You just have chocolate? Just give me chocolate or vanilla.
Yeah.
There needs to be, not needs to be, I think that it's helpful in such an age like this to where you have that so readily available.
Yeah.
To have something with guardrails to where it gives you guidance. So I think exactly what you're saying. I think it's, I feel that as well.
So if you don't have a Bible, you can't remember where you put it because it's on your phone. Go get a new one. I went to Mardell's and bought me one. Actually, I didn't even get it at Mardell's. I got mine at well, I was going to say Borders, but that's not the Barnes & Noble thing to say.
No, you can't say that. Don't say that.
It's making fun of Borders. But I got a Barnes & Noble. So yeah.
Really? I love Barnes & Noble.
Well, I'm a member.
For real?
Yeah, 10% off.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. When did that happen?
Well, they sell cards there. Not like Hallmark cards, but they sell sports cards.
So have you a lifetime? Is it it's been years that you've been?
No, year and a half.
Year and a half?
Yeah. And I get a free pastry.
No, I could tell. You started walking differently. There was more of a swag that you had about a year and a half ago. And now
it's because of the pastries. Yeah. It's more a hitch in my giddy up. It's all right. Man, look at
We're there.
Not
We're
only are we
inside.
apologizing to Caitlin, we're apologizing to our. I was going to apologize to our listeners for taking them over, but maybe we should just say you're welcome.
I think that would be right.
We committed to give you 30 minutes, but we have stretched this to nearly 35 minutes. By the time I'm shutting up, it's going to be 35 minutes.
That's called a bonus.
Yeah, so you're welcome, Riff listeners. Have a great week. We look forward to 2025. We really do. What a great community to be a part of, and we're anticipating God to do some great things. So, Justin,
Happy New Year.
that's what I was going to say.
Were you going to say that?
Jinx.
No way.
Yeah. All right. See you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of The Riff. We'll have a brand new episode every week, wherever you find podcasts.